There we go. Okay, looks like we're live, folks. All right, here we are. Okay, let me make just a quick adjustment there on the camera angle for you. All righty, so we are live today, and it just occurs to me that I didn't ever adjust this next graphic, and let's just do it real quick here. We are live today for day 51 of the 90-day live challenge. Folks, if you're just coming on or if you're here live, give me a hashtag live. If you're catching it later on replay, give me a hashtag replay. I appreciate you. Smash that heart button for me. Let's get it out there on Facebook so people can see it. I appreciate that. All right, give it just a couple seconds. We're going to get going here today. I promised that today we were going to start our funnel build on a online course, and it's basically I'm going to coincide this with what we did in the One Funnel Away challenge, and it's going to kind of encompass a lot of the things that we've been talking about over some of the things, the 5-day lead challenge and the One Funnel Away challenge and all that. We're going to kind of tie all that in to what we're doing here. This is all kind of a part of that. So here's what we got. We're going to start with building an online course. We're going to use Clickfunnels to do it. It's probably the best possible tool that's out there for building an online course. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let me get a share screen going for you here and go over here to the main screen. Now, this is my dashboard in Clickfunnels. And now we're going to be tying some of this into what we did. Now, this is from the 5-day lead challenge. Now, of course, at the 5-day lead challenge, we created a lead magnet and then the thank you page. And basically the lead magnet was something that we were giving away for free. And then we got into the One Funnel Away challenge and we started talking about, from the lead magnet, now our next step up the value ladder. So we gave them something free to get them to kind of watch us and look at us and get them to know us. Now we're wanting to sell them something on the first step of that value ladder, part of our flagship framework. So that's going to be your $7 type item. Now, in my case, I'm an affiliate marketer, so my products are actually other people's products. So I have to look at the value ladder and kind of build that into my game plan in terms of my course and so forth. So you would have your flagship framework, and then you would have the order bump, and then the one-time offer, and the second offer, and thank you page, etc. So in a course, you actually can deliver these products, the flagship framework, and all of that within one course. Now, one thing I did learn in my studies on this is you want to make sure you limit the course to one business. So it needs to be products that are meant to go together. And so they should complement each other in the course. And I'll show you what I mean as we go forward here. But you can, for instance, you wouldn't want to have a course that had a section for credit repair and then a section for, I don't know, fashion or cooking. They wouldn't go together in the same course. You would be better off creating a separate course for that business. I guess that's the best example I could give of that. If you try and do all your businesses through the same course in the funnel, it's just going to get too confusing trying to keep track of what's coming from what business, etc. So I can tell you what my mentor does. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of some of these courses here. For starters, I'm going to show you, this is my mentor's course. And this is one that he offers. He specifically deals with how to work with ClickFunnels. And so that's his course. Now, as you offer these courses, you can have different sections that open up that teach different things. And what we do is we call those, they're basically sections, and that's the equivalent of the course itself. And then we have the lessons, which are these sections in here. And so as you can see, as we go through, we have different courses that he's given us in this course. And this is his free course. And as you get to a certain point, and it may actually give me access to some of this stuff. But as you get to a certain point here, it's going to say that access is restricted. Now, I'm actually in the Sales Funnel Mastery 2.0, so I have access to this course, but he doesn't actually bring it up within this funnel. He's created a whole separate course. So he shows it to you here. So it shows you what's available, but he actually delivers that in a second course as well. Same with the Funnel Mastery Design. He gives you a separate course for that. Actually, they're both in the same course and the VIP bundle. So those are all things that he has locked. And so that's basically the way this works. So I'm going to show you a couple more examples. This would be the one from the One Funnel Away Challenge. This is Clickfunnels course area. And as yet, they still don't have anything in the OFA 2.0 that we just took. That'll get loaded up later. But we do still have all the mission training in the secret mission area. We have the alumni training from the old One Funnel Away. And you can see how the course itself is the One Funnel Away. And then the lessons are the various days' lessons. Now, let's go into one of the lessons. Let's show you what's inside there. Okay. So you get into the lesson. Now, inside the lesson, they're delivering the individual trainings. So there could be multiple trainings in a lesson. So if, for instance, I'm doing a lesson on how to set up a course, well, I'm going to do multiple videos on that. We're going to do it in sections and bite-sized chunks rather than trying to spend 3 hours on here trying to do this. So, but that's the way it's set up. So you would then take your assets like video assets. You can see now here, there's a worksheet that you can download. So your asset might be a Google Sheet or a Google form of some kind that you're offering them. So they would go into your training. You've got a video explaining it. Maybe you have a worksheet for them that helps train them further. All that can be loaded up within the course. So it's all deliverable from within here, which is really a neat thing. So you can do a whole lot of different things with this. It doesn't matter what your course is on, whether it's on internet marketing or whether it's on how to lose weight, or you could do a course in here on a particular exercise regimen, giving you step-by-step things on each exercise in a separate lesson for each exercise. The sky's the limit as to what you can do with this. And I'm going to just show you one more quick example. This is from somebody who's in my mentor's course as well. And he set up a ClickFunnels course as well. Fantastic course, by the way, Mindset Manifestation Mastery, dskulls.com and /MMM course. If you want to check his course out, go right ahead. And then let me take you back to the dashboard and let's go ahead and build one of these. Let's take a look at what we got to do here. Okay, for starters, we're going to go over here to the main tab. And we're going to come down here and we're going to click on Build a Funnel. Okay, so that's going to take you over here. You got a whole bunch of choices. You get to tell it what it is you're trying to do. Are we trying to collect emails? Are we going to sell products? Well, we're going to sell the upsells and so forth, and we're going to give away a free product, etc. So we're going to do a sell product because even if you're giving something away free, you're selling it. It's just for $0. So we're going to do that, and we want to do a membership. So we're going to take that right in there. And the name of and I may end up changing this at some point in time, but we're just going to call this affiliate. And I already have one funnel going with this name, so I'm going to put a 2 on this just to keep track of them. I'm actually going to archive the other one because I got going on it using a template that somebody had given me, and I wasn't real excited with it. And let's make this a shared funnel because after it's over with, I may want to be able to share it with somebody, maybe you. So there we go. And let's click on Build a Funnel. All right, so here we go. So there's really only 2 pages that are necessary to funnel, okay, or with a membership, and that is your membership access page or your sign up page, and your membership area. And so we need to pick a couple of those. Now, when you're in ClickFunnels, you can create one just from scratch, start from blank, and build your own page if you want to do that. It's kind of a harder way to go. I kind of like to look at some of the templates they've got here. They usually have a couple of nice ones that you can work with. And you can find something that goes well with your plan. And then ultimately you can adjust it for your company's colors, etc. So I'm kind of liking this one right here. So let's take a look at that. And we're just going to take a quick peek at this because there's not a lot to this area or this page. So we can work on this a little bit later. The main setup comes in the other section. This basically is just a setup page for you. Excuse me a second. So this is basically just the setup page, and it's set up so that it would essentially allow you to sign into something. So anyway, so it comes up here now. I'm not going to have a video on this first page. I might, so I'm going to leave it there for the moment, but more than likely I'm going to just delete that. And there's going to be a headline here. And then it's basically just get their email, and they create a couple of passwords. They enter it twice, as we always do. It's pretty commonplace. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with this part. And once you get in there, then it's going to take you to the next page. So you're basically setting up your account in this course. And so it's not important to have a squeeze page or a page that collects the email, because this page does that for you. So let's go ahead and get out of this page and go to where we actually want to be. We want to go to the membership area. That's where we really are going to set some things up. So it's going to come up with a base. Oh, well, forgot we got to choose a template for that first. Let's let those come up so we can see what they actually look like. Okay, so I think this one actually matches what we did earlier. So for color's sake, again, we're going to change those out to our brand colors anyway. Something to think about when you're moving forward is you do want to determine a brand image for yourself. And if you get into Canva, they've got an area that can help you with this. But you want to set colors for yourself. And there are actually colors that set the mood for different things. There are colors I use, kind of oranges, yellows, reds, rust, kind of bright oranges, that sort of thing, because those are action colors. Those are energy colors. Those perk people up. Now, maybe you are a mindfulness coach and you're wanting to relax people down. Well, maybe soft blues. If you're looking to convey fun, maybe pinks. So things of that nature. And there's actually a color wheel. If you go and Google it, just Google color wheel, you'll find a lot of images that show you what the different colors are meant to work with. And you go to Canva then, and you can pick out the 3 or 4 branded colors that are going to be around your main marketing, your stationery, your logos, etc. Excuse me. That's one problem with talking a lot, is you get a little bit of stuff going in your throat. Anyway, once we're here in the membership area, let's go ahead and pick this template here, and we'll let that load up. Okay. And select you free access, and okay, my URL. So right now it's got me at my smiling Steve. So we'll worry about that a little later. So we want to edit the design. So we're going to go into the editor here. Now you saw that basically they come set up It just has basically one lesson in here. You've got your category name, you've got your lesson, etc. So for starters, we actually want to close and go back to the page we were on, because we need to set up our sections, our courses, and our lessons. And you can always add to this later. So we're just going to set up a basic framework today. That's what I want to focus on today. And then if you're working on one yourself, you can go and set that much up, and then we'll come back and go from there. So let's go ahead. And what we want to do is, first of all, we have the first section. So we probably should put a name on that first section. So let's get in there, and it's got restricted access. Section. Okay, well, let's start by adding a new section. Okay. So the name of our first section, and one of the things I suggest to everybody when you're going to do something like this, and this goes back to one of the 7 habits of highly effective people, and that's that you need to begin with the end in mind. And what I mean by that is everything, you need to have an idea of what you're trying to get to first. Okay. So by beginning with the end in mind, let's say you're building a house. Okay. You don't just go out and grab a bunch of lumber and nails and start pounding it together and build a house. You have to first think of that house in your mind. So begin with the end in mind of what that house is supposed to look like. Then with the house, you actually have to do it again. You have to draw it out and design what it is you want. You have to put it into a blueprint. Otherwise, people are going to come out there. The builders aren't going to know how to put it together. So that you've got to start with what's in your mind, begin with what that should look like. Doesn't mean the end product's going to be exactly what you started with. We all know in construction, something comes up where you have to change something, or maybe you have to get a different part or something and have to adapt to that. But you at least start with a basic end in mind. Well, the same thing applies to building a funnel or building a course or anything like that. You don't just get into the Clickfunnels editor and start typing. That's a situation that, well, I kind of started out doing that at first, just playing around with it. You realize pretty quickly that's not the way to go. So you want to draw something out first. So this basically, I hope you can see that, is the course that I've set up. So this is what it's going to look like. And as you're doing this, let's go in here and we're going to give this section a name. So one of my sections is going to be called, well, let's just start with Internet Marketing Success is what it's going to be called. Now, these names may change between now and the time it launches. This was just a quick sketch it out and get an idea of what we're looking at. Once I get in with Jim Edwards and get into the Funnel Scripts program, I may come up with some different headlines for some of these. Probably will on some of them, just to be sure. So then it asks you about product requirements. Okay, well, the Internet Marketing Success is going to have no requirements at all. So we're just going to take everything out of that. There's going to be no requirements. So a requirement might be that they had to make a purchase first. And I think I got it out there. No, how do I get it out? All right, there, I think we got it out. Okay, so I guess it says currently allow authorized members. It's not just blank. So if I wanted to restrict it to something, and later on we'll do that to where this is the course you get when you make the first purchase or when you make the second purchase. And that's how they will unlock, is when those purchases are made. And so then ultimately I'll get to a point where I'll do the same thing my mentor did, Doug, and create a second course. So, any tag requirements? Well, that's one way you can control a course. If you want to allow people access to certain parts of it, you can do that. Let's say you were coaching somebody and they hadn't purchased this first course and you wanted to go ahead and give somebody access to that, you could do that using those tags. So upgrade offer funnel step. So if you're doing, this is kind of an advanced thing, but if you're doing upgrades on it, you can do that. We'll worry about that later on. So we're going to create this lesson section, and there it is, internet marketing success. Okay. And so that then we're going to start creating a new lesson for it. Okay. So now we've got our first lesson for internet marketing success. And oh gee, what is that going to be called? I didn't get that far on that. Let's call it intro to marketing for right now. Intro to internet, I guess. All right. So that would be my first lesson. It'd probably be good if I spelled intro right. There we go. So that would be my first lesson. And set it up as another section. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to add a new lesson. So let's just delete that out because we don't want that. Boom. All right. We wanted a new lesson, not another section. So this, we want to tell it what section it's in, and it's going to be in the internet marketing success section. And the name of this lesson is going to be Intro to Online Marketing. As you can see, I'm not the fastest typist, but I do my best. Page template. If you were using some kind of a template for this page, you had saved a template from before, which if you were here when we went through our dashboard tour the other night, if you had saved a template from before, you could use that template for this page. We don't have a saved template in this situation, so we're going to work with what we've got. Then drip delay. If you want to set it up, let's say if you set up a course that has a 5-day course and you want them to get day 1 and then a day later, day 2, and a day later, day 3, that's called dripping it out. That's dripping the content out. You can do that a couple of ways. You can do it to where they can't get the second piece of content till they've completed the first piece of content, which if you're trying to get somebody to go through a step-by-step program is not a bad idea. So then you can also make them wait a day like that so that it paces it out over a period of time, giving them time to do the homework that you're assigning in between, that sort of thing. So that's your required time. So you would tell it that it's got a drip delay or it doesn't, here's -1, whatever. So you tell it what the delay is. And in this case, we want to get back to no delay. The required time and or release date if you were doing a date. So in this case, we're not going to drip anything out to them. So we're just going to create the lesson. Okay. So there it is. There's our first lesson, Intro to Online Marketing. Okay. So the course we're really going to be working on is going to be actually the second section of this. And it's going to be the first paid course. Now, ultimately, of course, we have to build out the whole thing. Oh, I actually just did a bunch of that without you being able to see it there, didn't I? So let's pop back in here. We will go right back and create the next section. So what you didn't get to see there was we created that internet marketing success and we created the intro into online marketing. So we're going to do another one now. We're going to create another section for you. So we're going to add a new lesson section. And this is the one we're actually going to be working on building out that I'm going online repeatedly to do. You're going to probably see me come online to record the videos for it, etc. So this one is going to be called Facebook Marketing Success. All right. And product requirements on that are going to be OTO1. Well, and I haven't built out OTO1 yet, so that's a problem. So, but anyway, that's going to be the requirements. We'll worry about setting this stuff up down the road. But the main thing we need right now is we need to create the lesson. So lesson is created there, Facebook marketing success. And that again is going to be our $7 course that we're going to put together. Now, you folks that are with me are going to get to see it created. You're going to get it for free. So there you go. So now we're going to add our first lesson to that. And our first lesson is going to be on profile optimization. So we want to add this lesson to the Facebook marketing section. And the name of it is going to be, again, profile, or we call it probably Facebook profile optimization. And there it is. So that created that course. Now we can, of course, edit things on that later and the various. And this is how we would create the actual page. So we don't want that right this second. All right. So we've created our course. Now this first section, I need to figure out how to edit. There, that's how we edit it. So the first section is actually going to be called, I actually was toying around with some names here, but we're going to call it, okay, we're going to call this section the online freedom. Well, we'll just call it quick start for right now. I'm toying around with names for that. I probably will change that a little later. So anyway, it's going to be the quick start or welcome section. Let's just do this. So you do something like welcome, start here, something along those lines. And that's going to then have a welcome video to show them how to use the course and explain what the course is about, etc. So requirements, there are no requirements for that one because it's going to be part of, the free thing. So we want to make sure that something's there to go to. And so we're going to set up that lesson. Okay, so now this is now called Welcome Quick Start. And the first lesson, well, we'll worry about that later. But anyway, you can see what we're doing. We're now building up separate things. So let's go ahead and let's create another lesson. And we're going to call this one. This again is going to be in the Facebook section, Facebook marketing section. And we're going to call this profile page, and group. In that section, we're going to just define the difference between a Facebook page, Facebook group, etc. So somebody who's newer to Facebook, and especially newer to Facebook marketing, they don't understand all those things. They understand how to scroll and find their friends' pictures, but we're taking that to another level now. So that's going to be that. I don't have a page template again. I may create one and then ultimately use it for these. But that's basically, and there's not going to be a drip delay on this, I don't believe, or any of that. So create the lesson. There it is. Now we have 2 lessons in our Facebook marketing success group. Okay. So let's do one more here just so we understand what we're doing. This one again is going to go in the Facebook marketing success section. And the name of this lesson is going to be Facebook content. And that's going to be a section where we talk about the various kinds of content that you produce, whether it's pictures, videos, stories, things of that nature. So anyway, those are the things we're going to be discussing in there. And let's see, we're going to have another section. And let's say I decide I want to go in a different direction on these. Maybe I want to change the order that they're in. Well, I can drag them up and down. Just by doing that. Sorry, on the little pencil there. You see, you just click on the little pencil and you can change the order that they go in and so forth. You can drag them up and down. So, and you can move. If I decided I wanted to move one from one course to another, I could do that. You can move things around by changing all that instruction on where they're located. So anyway, that is pretty much the main setup of the page. I actually did forget one section that I was going to do. Let's add a new lesson section. And I'm going to be calling this one Resources. All righty. And we're going to have a number of things that we put under there, but I actually want that to be, well, let's see here. Membership design, that's it. So that's how we change it around. Oh, no, that isn't where I want to be. All right. So we're going to get into designing these pages on our next video. That's our game plan on that. But now you've got it set up to where they have the separate pages. So now we're going to design what the individual pages should look like so that when you were to click onto one of these, it's then going to go into a page that's got the individual trainings. It might have 2-3 videos per section. So that's the next step we're going to do. So we're going to do that on the video tomorrow. So what I'd like you to do, if you're all interested in trying to do this for yourself, go ahead, get yourself Clickfunnels. If you don't already have it, I will post a link for you down below. It's a 14-day free trial, so you can get in there and play around with this and see if it's something that you'd like to do for yourself. If it's not for you, you can always just turn it off before the 14 days is up. Won't cost you a penny. And if not, you can actually start creating a course for yourself and you'll be ready to go. So that's the first step for you, is just creating the sections. Again, before you start doing all this and just get in there and start clicking around, I highly suggest that you, again, draw something out on paper. Get an idea of what you're wanting to do. Paper, whiteboard, napkin, I don't know, whatever you've got, but definitely you want to do some kind of a planning for it before you get going. So anyway, that's enough for today. That'll give you an idea of what we're working on. And when we come back, we'll start actually working on what's inside some of the individual pages. May even come back and do, for instance, my next one may be the video that ends up being the welcome video. That's one of the first steps we have to do. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. If so, or if you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer anything I can. Just go ahead and put them in the chat and the discussion down there, and we'll be happy to answer any questions we've got for you. So as we go on this, now this is my first membership course, so we'll probably run into some snags, but as we do, I can always go to my mentor for assistance if I need to. There's also a world of help available from Clickfunnels online. If you go through their help desk, they do a great job of helping you out with things. I've used them on a number of things. They've always been very responsive for me. So Anyway, hope that was all helpful for you. We'll continue to build this site out tomorrow. We're already into 34 minutes, so I want to try and keep this into manageable chunks for you. So we're going to go back tomorrow. We'll work on designing some of the assets that need to go into these various pages and going from there. So hope you all have a wonderful night. We will talk with you tomorrow and go from there. So have a great day. We'll see you all later.